Hello my fellow Warcraft content creators, welcome back for part 4 of my Warcraft 3 World Editor tutorial series, specifically for Reforged. Today we're going to be learning how to make a custom shop, a custom item, and then we're going to customize the appearance of that shop, as well as make that shop able to sell that custom item. So let's go ahead and let's start by making a new map. My last video was pretty long, but I explain why I like to make my maps this way, just because it looks a little bit more realistic. But assuming you've already got your player space, you should be ready to go. Let's go ahead and let's just jump into the object editor. You'll want to navigate to the Units tab, then go to Neutral Passive, Buildings, and you'll find Marketplace. And you'll want to hit New Custom Unit, and we're going to call it Merchant. Let's go ahead and select it and place it in the world. So you'll see it's this kind of building. Now the way that it works in Warcraft 3 generally is with any unit that is going to have a inventory space, say a hero unit, once they approach this, it sort of selects them and then they can click on it, and then they can see the items that they can purchase based on how much gold that they have in that current multiplayer game. So I don't want this to just be a building. I want it to be more like a merchant, so that there's more of a vibe like when you walk up to it that's kind of like, you know, what are you buying? What are you selling? You know, that sort of a thing. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to navigate to the art file. It's going to be model file, marketplace. Double click that. And given that we're kind of going for, I guess, a Resident Evil vibe, we'll go ahead and make it the Acolyte. So now we got him, he's a unit, but we can't rotate this. He's got this ground texture and big blob shadow. So here's how we get rid of those. So first, we'll go to the shadow texture, and we'll set that to none. Then we'll go to the ground texture, set that to none. Then we'll scroll down to stats, actually. This used to frustrate me. I was like, really? This is how you fix this? So you want to go to stats is a building, true. Get rid of that check mark. False. Now he's got no ground texture, no shadow, and you can rotate him. So here you go. This is how you can have merchants, and then you can place props around him, make it impassable to get near him, that kind of a thing. So he's a legit merchant, and you can build stuff around him. So he's going to need some items, though. I mean, you know, he can't just have no stock. Now that marketplace, usually, yeah, by default, it's set to having no items sold. So let's double click this, and we'll hit add item. Now there's a whole range of items and stuff that are already in here, and you could just have some fun. You could change these if you want. You can change the values to these and how much they cost and what have you if you'd like. But for the meantime, I'm just going to add a few generic things that are already in the game. And then we're going to go create a custom item now that he can be selling here. So let's go ahead and let's navigate to items. Just take any item that you want, whichever one that you prefer. If you want a custom health potion, say something like that, then you can go ahead and go with that. Those will be undercharged, purchasable, stuff like this. So we'll maybe say I'm going to add a custom slippers of agility. So let's see here, new custom. We're just going to call it custom item. Okay. So in here you can change things like how many any one, you know, merchant could be selling at a time. We'll just go ahead and we'll just set this to 5. There's the replenishment interval. This is how many seconds it's going to take for those items to replenish. So say you have something like scrolls of regeneration, scrolls of speed, whatever, and you want the player to only be able to buy 2 of these, and then they have to come back in a couple of minutes. That's basically what this is for. So I'm just going to leave it as it is for the time being. we're going to want to go ahead and change the gold cost here. Now, of course, you can set this to anything you want. And like I said, if you don't want to create a whole new item from scratch, if you like these items and you just want to customize these values, here you go. You could just make them really cheap. You can make them cost nothing so that you can just get them for free. You can make it so that there's freaking 10 of them. I don't know, I don't know why you'd want 10 of them. You can't even hold 10 of them, but here we are, You can make, you can buy 10 of them. They got 10 in stock now. Okay, so, anyways, let's go ahead and let's navigate back to this merchant unit. What are you buying? What are you selling? And let's go ahead and let's add this custom unit, or excuse me, custom item. So, custom items are always just going to be down at the bottom. They're under their own tab, custom. So here it is, custom item, level 1. Permanent attribute. Okay, so there it is. Let's go ahead and let's hit OK. So now we've got this merchant. When you walk up to him, he will automatically target any unit that is friendly to him that has an inventory. And then that player or that character, player unit, can interact with him and purchase those items. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hit pause here. And then we're going to boot this up in the test function. And we'll see if this shop works. Almost forgot one of the most important fundamental things, the final boss of the world editor. You're going to want to go ahead and delete the melee initialization, and I'm going to create a new initialization that just makes it so that there's no real victory conditions, so that the game doesn't just automatically stop. We're going to set this to map initialization, and we're just going to have it lock the camera to that paladin that I've got placed down there. So let's go ahead and let's hit apply camera object. I'm just going to create a quick camera. And then we're going to have that get locked to that unit, just so that when I boot this up, we've got sort of a, Diablo style sort of locked camera. Or a League of Legends or Dota style camera, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so we'll just have a basic camera function boot up. Now I should be able to walk up to him with my character here and purchase some items. Okay, so the test function actually worked. Here we are. We're in. Here's our unit. He can run around, and I've got my camera locked to him. Let's go walk up to this merchant. So you see this arrow appear over my head. So he's targeted me, which means that now I can select him. You see it says merchant. And here's our items. Now I'm going to go ahead and teach you something kind of fun. You can type greed is good, and you can actually get some cheat resources. So now I can purchase these, and if I do it enough times, just keep telling myself this, just it's a mantra. And we blame Activision. Watch your mouth. Woo! Yeah, you can just do it over and over and over. Okay. So there you go. So I've purchased all of the items that he's got. I could even purchase more of these because I made it so that he's got a bunch of them. Okay, so here we go. I've got a bunch of pluses to armor, damage, and I've got a potion of greater healing. Pretty cool. And just in case you're wondering, if you wanted to sell units, say, what are you selling? You'll just want to right-click on any item and then click on the shop, and it will sell it to the shop. All that stuff is already just there automatically, just based on how the shops work and stuff. So anyways, this one was significantly shorter. I'm going to keep cranking these out, just lots of new tips and new things that you can do. And I hope that this was useful to you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.